The Sandman has debuted #1 on Netflix, and I think that's in large part to having a really effective first episode. In today's video, that's what we're going to talk about. The Sandman's first episode is really effective because it sets clear goals. First off, the Sandman needs to catch the rogue nightmare. Second, the Sandman needs to escape his glass prison. And third, the Sandman needs to go and recapture all the dreams and nightmares and bring them back to his realm. Yeah, that's all good and great, David, but why is that important? Why should we care? Number one, that rogue nightmare that Dream needs to capture is really passionate about removing people's eyeballs. And he's basically a straight up serial killer. So he needs to be stopped. Why is it important that Dream escapes his prison? Well, besides just on the human level of people don't like to be in cages generally, besides that, the show does something really cool in that they have exposition through impact. Because the King of Dreams is locked away, some people can't fall asleep, and others can't wake up. As somebody who loves sleep, this is a huge problem. So we understand right away the importance of the King of Dreams and what he does. And they don't need to come out and say like, oh, he makes sure, all the dream stuff runs smoothly. So once we understand the impact, then we're like, oh, yeah, he needs to get out and go catch that rogue nightmare and restore everybody's ability to sleep on a regular basis. There's really just one character in the first episode that has an arc, but it's important. Because of that, I feel like this is really Alex Burgess's episode. When we first see Alex, we feel bad for him because the father, played by Charles Dance, who just did an incredible job, clearly favored the older son who died at war and treats Alex sort of like an afterthought, so we feel bad for him. And then we're happy for Alex when Ethel Cripps comes to his defense. There's those young guys who wanted to get into the mansion, and Alex tells them, sorry, it's closed, and then we even root for Alex when he tells Dream that I would let you out. But then shortly after that, Alex's father commands him to kill Jessamy. And he does. Oh no. So then Alex, accidentally kills his father, who by this point we didn't really like anyways, because although his goals and motivations are very clear in that he's trying to get his dead son back, he does it by imprisoning Dream, which is not a good thing. So when he dies, we're just kind of like, yeah, that's fine. But then he has an opportunity to allow Dream to escape his cage, and he doesn't. Somebody goes, oh, what would your father think? And so he's still taking advice from his dead father, who just really treated him poorly. So eventually, when he lives his full life and his husband smears the circle, Dream escapes and sends Alex to his eternal slumber. And by that point, we as the audience go, okay, good. I feel like stories are emotional entertainment. We measure their impact a lot by how they make us feel. So we as the audience went from rooting for this young man to rooting for his downfall. To have that happen makes the episode have impact. We felt one way and now we feel another way by the end of the episode. So there was progress, there was change, there was an arc. I think there's a lot of shows out there that sort of meander through each episode, and it kind of feels like you're just going through the motions because it feels like nothing really important changes in an episode. It's also why I feel like a lot of Marvel shows feel like they're just going through the motions until about episode 6. Because that one actually, the main character has an arc. They start one way and they finish the episode another way. That one has impact, usually, and it's emotional. Episode 6 in pretty much every Disney Marvel show ends up being the best one. And I think for that reason. And so this show, being ran by Neil Gaiman and a very experienced group of scriptwriters, they know this. So we as the audience, we can be confident that every episode will have impact. And I think that's a great thing. Now, as far as setting up for the rest of the season, by the end of this episode, we have a clear goal in mind. Dream needs to go recapture all these dreams and nightmares. We know what's at stake. We know where the show's going. We know what to root for. We have a worthy antagonist, I believe, in the Rogue Nightmare, who's just going around taking people's eyes out. This was just a great introduction to the series. And because of that, I'm absolutely going to watch the rest. I'm about 4 episodes in right now, and I will finish the series. Let me know what was your favorite part of episode 1, and if you like fantasy, subscribe to this channel because that's all I talk about. Until next time, later.